Hey Fritz, I was taught in my hypnosis training that dealing with a habit like smoking is going to be very, very different, and the addiction pathways are going to be different compared to something like alcohol or illicit drug use. What are your thoughts? Was the question. Definitely have a lot of thoughts on this one. And the first thought is that conclusion and logic is absolute bullshit. And here is why. I'm gonna preface this first with alcohol. Alcohol has a physical detox mechanism within it that you really, really need to be careful of. I have videos on alcohol specifically. If you want the training on that, comment alcohol below to find the trainings, the actual in-depth trainings. Having said that, alcohol is something that if a client were to completely withdraw from it, from drinking excessively to going to like zero, it can have really, really dangerous effects in terms of their withdrawal symptoms. It can cause seizures and even death. So that is the only one in terms of helping a client with habits that you may want to make sure that a medical professional is definitely helping them with. And even with any illicit drug use, you also want to make sure that they are supported by a medical professional just in case they go through physical withdrawal symptoms. The key note here is physical withdrawal symptoms, physical detoxing from no longer having that substance in their bodies. So that is one of the things. You want to make sure that they are supported there. And so the question mostly was using hypnosis, right? Is there a difference? And the quick answer to that is no, there is no difference, because what is smoking? What is drinking? What is cocaine use? What are those? Those are symptoms, right? Those are symptoms. Those are the things that our clients are using in order as actually as a solution to whatever is going on internally within them, right? There's some sort of thing that they are using, or there's something internal that is happening that allows them to use it. There is an internal driver that at this moment in time is still unconscious to them that makes them go through that habit and have the habit or want to consume that habit, right? Even something like sugar, there's a reason why people are, so-called addicted to sugar or food. There's an underlying driver. So really, if we take a big picture here, what we're doing in our sessions is really to explore what that driver is. That is it. That is the most simple principle in your session. If a client comes to you and you want to niche in habits, breaking these unhealthy habits, first off, you want to do some research as to the physical effects and detox of it to help your clients be supported. That is really going to set you apart, because it's going to make your service even more transformational, having that physical detox support. But at the same time, in your sessions, it's not any different. You're exploring the root of the problem, which if you're using your hypnotherapy training, they should have trained you to do, right? And so those are really my quick thoughts on that. And if you're thinking, well, I don't know how to do this, don't be discouraged and don't beat yourself up, because most hypnosis training companies don't teach the most important thing, which is the therapeutic aspect. How the hell do you get to the so-called root cause? Most hypnotherapy companies will tell you or teach you about this thing that it's because we don't feel good enough, is because we have an abandonment wound, or it's because we have different attachment styles, or there's a deity in the far galaxy that has cursed us because of it. Don't listen to that shit. Don't listen to that shit. That has no concrete evidence with regards to that. That is guessing. We do not want to guess anything when it comes to helping clients, especially if you're helping them access unconscious territory. That is just I we can go into the soapbox, but to keep this focused, all you're doing is exploring that driver of the problem. And unfortunately, if you are not great at it yet, maybe it's just because you haven't learned it. Because if you look through your training, personally, I went through a 10K hypnotherapy program, which was not worth that much money, to be honest. But it is what it is. We learn, we fuck up, we get back up, and form solutions, right? And in that training, all we did was read scripts and memorize techniques. Not really, we were not taught how to troubleshoot when the techniques don't help or when clients go off script or off technique and doesn't respond. There was minimal support with regards to that because it was just not taught. And so that's why inside the hypnotic questioning course, this is the only thing that we focus on. We focus on the exploration of this so-called root cause, which, to put simply, is the reason why the problem still exists. And the driver of the unhealthy habit that the client gives us. So if you know how to look for the driver, if you know how to help your clients to explore this driver, then it doesn't matter if they smoke weed every hour. It doesn't matter if it's smoking or vaping. It doesn't matter if it's sugar. If you know the principle of getting down to these drivers, you don't need to specifically learn a technique or memorize a script for each and every one, because those are symptoms anyway. Why do you have 5 different scripts for food addiction when it's a symptom? Why do you have a different script for cocaine snorting? different reasons as to why that person would loves to sniff cocaine. Is that the term? I don't know, but shoot up cocaine through their nose versus, excuse me, versus their friend who also does it with them. The route, the driver is different with each and every person. So why the hell are we using scripts? Why the hell are we memorizing techniques? It's not about that. It's knowing what the driver is and knowing how to extract that from our clients is the skill. And so to wrap up the answer to the question of what are my thoughts on whether or not we treat them differently, actually you don't, because if you know how to explore the driver of the problem through hypnotic questioning, you no longer need to worry about the difference, because you will get to the root no matter what, because all you're doing is asking questions. How simple is that? In your sessions, all you're doing is having a fun, very, very powerful conversation with your client that is therapeutic, and all you're doing literally is asking them questions. How does that feel? How much more simple is that? How much less stressful is that? So that's why this is the only thing we focus on, because it's the fastest way to get to any of these drivers. Any questions at all? Let me know. Otherwise, I will see you soon. Let us have a massive impact together, one question and conversation at a time.